And hello, let me get notifications out. Okay, back to game. I have a hard puzzle to post today, to run today, so let's see if we can do that. Grab yesterday's notification, copy it, modify it. Okay. That's all right. All right. I figured out what the problem was earlier this week. As far as my audio, I think it was yesterday, maybe earlier. In any case, the problem was that the night before, the morning earlier, I had been trying the microphone in different nests for shock absorption, and when I did that, the microphone didn't get fully plugged in again. Alright, we'll give this a start, and then I'll pop on the screen while the 20 or countdown timer is coming up, and then we can I'll do a quick verification that I'm on. Yes, I am. And the audio for that background music is gone. So we'll get another couple of seconds here. There we go. All right. So that can't be one. I've got 3 possibilities here, 3 possibilities here. Everything's open here. Got 2 possibilities here. So grab those or knock those off. And I've got 2 possibilities here, and that's really about it for 1s. 2s, I've got 3 options there, 4 options here, 2 options up here, 3 here, 4 possibilities here, 7 possibilities here, and 4 here. On to 3s. Now, we've got 5 possibilities for 3 here, 3 here, 3 up here, 2 possibilities for 3 here, 3 possibilities here. All 7 of these, or 6 of those, are possibles, and 4 or 5 possibilities here. On to 4s. One of these 2 is a 4. Down here, I've got 4 possibilities, 4 possibilities here, 4 possibilities here, 4 possibilities here, and 4 possibilities here. All right, how about 5s? Now we've got a couple of options here for 5. And we can solve a 5 here. That eliminates some options there. Okay, and we end up with 5 possibilities for 5 there, and up here, and here, with 4 possibilities here, and the 2 here. All right. Oh, hold on. We're down to 2 possibilities here, because that can't be a 5, and that can't be a 5. So let's look at 6s. We get a solve for a 6 here. That gives me a solved 1 there. 6 here. Can't be here. So 3 possibilities for a 6 here. 3 possibilities for a 6 there. 2 possibilities for a 6 here. And 3 possibilities for a 6 here. How about we get a 7? That solves that one. Well, these 3 will be a 7. This will be a 7. This is a 7. Narrows this down to these 2. Or nope. That one is a 7. Because that blocks out all those. This one and this one block out these 2, among others. And that's a 7 in all the squares. So we can get 8. One of these 2 is an 8. One of these 2 is an 8. Got an 8 there. One of these 4 or 3 is an 8. One of these 3 is an 8. One of these 2 is an 8. And one of these 2 is an 8. How about 9s? Well, we know one of these 2 is going to be a 9. One of this one is going to be a 9. That becomes an 8. Means this is a 9. One of these 2 is a 9. And one of these 2 is a 9. Up here, I've got 4 possibilities. Over here, I've got 2 possibilities. Let's run through the rest of the numbers again. Oh, actually, let's look at here. We've got one of these 2 is a 3, and one of these 2 is a 4. here, we've got one of these two to be a 4. Any one of these could be a 3, but one of these two is a 2. And one of these 3 is going to be a 2. I've got 4 possibilities for a 2 here, 5 possibilities here. All of these could potentially be a 2. I've got 4 possibilities for a 2 there, and 2 possibilities here. That means this is actually just these 3 are 2 possible 2s. All right, how about 3s now? We got these 2 marked as possible 3s. One of these 3 is going to be a 3. I got these 2 for possible 3s down there. 5 possible 3s up here. 3 possible 3. One of these 2 is a 3. Okay. All right, not getting much further with 3s. How about 4s? So we know one of these 2 is a 4. This one cannot be a 4, but that doesn't mean any of these 4 can't be yet. One of these 2 is a 4. I've got 4 possibilities here and 4 possibilities here. So not a lot of help there, but we'll see. 5. One of these 4 is a 5. One of these 4 is a 5. One of these 3 is a 5. Yep, one of these 2 is a 5. Okay, how about 6s? These 2 is a 6. Over here, I've got 3 possibilities. I've got 3 possibilities here and here. Okay. 7s. 7s are solved. 8s. Now we've narrowed this one down. One of these 2 is an 8. Maybe no, can't be a 9. Not a 7. One of these 2 is going to be an 8. One of these 2 is an 8 down here. One of these 2 is an 8. That can't be an 8. That can't be an 8, so that's an 8. That means one of these 2 is a 2. Narrow that down by elimination. Can't be anything else. Well, it can be a 9. Speaking of 9s, what we got up here? 4 possibilities there. 2 possibilities here. That means this is a 2, this is a 9. Okay. Means one of these 2 is a 2. One of these 3 is a 2. And these 2 is a 2. And these 3 is a 2. Still 3 possibilities for a 3 here. We're down to that being a 3 there. One of these 2 is a 3. That can't be, but I still got all 5 of those. 3 possibilities here. And 3 possibilities here. Oh, but we're down to 2 possibilities. 3 are here. Or 3. All right, does that help with 4s at all? I still have those 2 possibilities. 4 possibilities up here and here. Here 4, but it's a different set of 4. 2 possibilities here. Okay, 5s. Those 2 are possible 5s. I've got these 2 for possible 5s. And here we've got those 3 as possible 5s. 4 possible 5s up here and here. 6s. All 3, those, and these. 2 possibilities here. 7s are taken. 8s. These 2 is an 8. I've got these 2 to be an 8. And these 2 is an 8. These 2. All right. 9s. With that being a 9, this becomes an 8. This becomes a 9. That means this is an 8, not an 8 there. We got 9s there and there. One of these 2 is a 9. These 4 is a 9. One of these 2 is a 9. All right. Oh, one of these 2 is a 1. And we're kind of same 2 can be 2, so that makes this into a 5, not a 5. This becomes a 1, so this is a 2 and a 1. That makes this a 2, this a 4, this a 3. And then this becomes a 3. We have left here a 4 up here. Nope, not there. 4 down here. And a 5 here. That means one of these 2 is going to be a 5. Go with one of these 2 and one of these 3. Okay. We're down to 2 possibilities for 1 here. 3 possibilities here. 2 over here. Okay. 2s. We got 2 possibilities for 2 here. We're now down to 2 possibilities here. Since we've got 2 possibilities here, we have 2 possibilities there. Those 2 3s. 3 there, 3 there. I've got 2 possibilities for 3 here. 3 possibilities here. 4s. 2 possibilities for a 4 there. Still 4 possibilities there. 2 possibilities here now. Along with these 2 down here. 5s. These 2 are possible 5s. Got a 5 here, 2 possibles here. That's a given, so we end up with 3 possible 5s here. 6s. So one of these 3 is a 6. One of these 3 is a 6. We've got one of these 2 to give us 6, and one of these 3. Nothing to do with 7s. 8s. One of these 2. One of these 2. That's it for 8s. Left open. 9. And one of these 2 is a 9. 4 possibilities here. 2 possibilities here. All right. So one of these 3 is a 1. Yeah, these 3 is a 1. These 2 is a 1. These 2 is a 1. And that's it for ones. Twos. Lots of doubles and a couple of nope, just everybody's in doubles at this territory. Threes, double there. Triple there, double there, double there. 4. Double there. Double up there. There's 4 possibilities there, 2 there, and that's it. Okay, 5s now. I've got 2 possibilities up there, 2 over there, and 3 over here. 6s. Two there, 3 here, 3 here, 3 here. 7s are full. There are possibilities for 8s here and here. And that takes care of 8s. 9s. Pair of possibles here. 4 possibles here. Pair of possibles here. All right, let's try some punting and see if that gives us some things. So standalones here are 1 and 9. So let's try a 1 here. That narrows it down to 2 possibilities for a 1 here. It goes with the 2, so that makes this a 4. This over here then becomes a 6. We end up with 2 possible 6s here. Matches up nicely with that. Up here, we end up with 2 6s as well. Excuse me. One of those 2 is a 1. One of these 2 is a 1. We'll come back to that. So this would not be a 1. My options here are, okay, the 1 we potentially have, 2, can't be a 3. 3 is going to be one of these 4. 4 can't be a 5. That's going to be one of these 2. 6 is still an eligibility. Can't be a 7 or 8 or 9. So 6 it is. And that means this would have to be an 8 and a 3 here. This would not be a 6. This would be. So this would not be a 6. That would be a 2, 5. And then my other option here, besides a 9, is a 3. And yep, that can be a 3, so 9 there. That makes this a 3. This would not be, it would be a 5. Which works. It makes this a 5. And this becomes a 6. Not a 4, not a 6. 1, 2, 1, 2. Come back to that in a bit. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This becomes a 9. So that's a 9. That's not a 2, that's a 4. So that's a 2. This becomes a 1. 1 and 2 here. Two here. And we're left with a hole here. This cannot be either 8 or 9. So let's go back to I think I had a point that I've already crossed. Okay. Go with a 1 here instead. Turns that into a 1. That becomes a 1. I mean, if with those 2 as possible 2s. That's not a 3, that's a 3. One of these 2 is a 3. Still kind of wide open on 6s for a couple of these. Oh wait, nope. This is a 6. So we're down to 2 possibilities here. 3 here yet. 2 here. Go with the 8. So 3 becomes a 3 here. I have 3 possibilities for a 9 there. Don't want to punch that one in yet. But not a 3 here. Neither of these can be a 2, so yes, that is a 2. That becomes a 4. This does become a 9. And this becomes a 9. And then we've got a 1, not here, 1, 2, 3, 3. Oh, this becomes a 2. This becomes our 5. This becomes a 3. Not a 3. Just 3, 4. 9 here, not there. 8 here. Nope, hold off. maybe an 8 there. 4 and 6 are still possibles here. Matter of fact, those two become possible 4s. Still have all 3 of these as possible 6s. This is not one though. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's a 5. So not a 5 here. This is a 5. This becomes an 8. That makes this a 6. This is an 8. This is now a 6. And this is a 6. This becomes a 2 and a 4 here. 4 here. And we solve with a 2 here. Hey, 26 minutes and 1 second for me. How did you do? Hope you had a good time. I tried to make it entertaining for me and hopefully for you as well. A few of those are going, yeah, I know. We'll work on that. So, we'll talk with you again tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye-bye.